This program shows drugs being made, sold, and used. It features graphic content that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everybody want to get high. Just in New York.
In the middle of a frozen New York winter, the countdown to New Year's Eve is on.
I could make 10 G's in a night.
On December 31st, the city's drug gangs go into overdrive.
They want to come in with that bang. That's what makes the business boom.
For the biggest party of the year. But standing in their way are New York's elite law enforcement teams.
It's a significant seizure.
And criminal rivals.
Robbing drug dealers, they're not going to call the police. We got an operation that we run here for many years. I got guys that love me just because I put them to work. Around here for people to live and be able to pay their bills, we sell drugs. Lots of it. And I'm the boss that makes it happen. We got different workers with different positions, just like a factory. One runs the machine, one does the packing, the other one makes sure that the money is right at the end of the day.
This is what we work with. One of these birdies. Knocked out real quick.
The Center for Drug Distribution in Manhattan is here, Washington Heights.
This whole neighborhood is a capital of cocaine. It's like a supermarket. Over here in every corner has a petty dealer. But everybody comes to us because we keep the high quality.
But Bug Out has a problem.
Right now, we only got 1 kilo left.
His gang has almost run out of cocaine.
I have to boost it up to 8. Because some people wait all year round just for New Year's to get high.
All across the city, dealers order fresh supplies from international drug traffickers. Many consignments are already on their way to the 3rd largest port in America.
We need to get on this vessel. We can't wait 4 hours, an hour. We're going to do a search and look at some boxes that we've targeted well in advance of arrival of the ship.
Mike is the officer leading the boarding team. He believes this ship is being used for smuggling drugs. And that crew members may be involved.
Hey guys, good morning. How are you? Crew members know every nook and cranny. So you have to think just like they think. You have to think, where would they put something?
Mike leads his team to the deepest part of the vessel.
All the way down by the shaft. Okay, we have to open that up.
Under the hatch is a chamber by the ship's rudder. If it's open to the sea, it's vulnerable to smugglers.
There have been people known to swim in there with narcotics, so that when the ship loads, it goes down in the water until the ship light is off again. Just look around.
Yeah, that's it.
We don't see any water sloshing around, and so nobody can get in there from outside, so we're okay with that.
Mike knows he has to move fast before any drugs are taken off the vessel.
We do a ship search, people watch us do it and see where we look. So it's a cat and mouse type game. You have to think like a smuggler. There's numerous spots to hide. These are things stuffed in a vent. You gotta look at stuff like this.
The vent is empty. The ship and crew are in the clear.
Get a little depressed, but gotta keep going out there until we find something, and then we'll stay with it.
The search goes on, but the task is enormous. It's 13 days to New Year, and there could be drugs in any one of these containers.
We're x-raying this shipment that was targeted by one of our officers. There's some suspicious images there.
This box contains a laminating machine from Turkey.
The rollers. We're gonna cut the edge off and see what's in there. Hold that there. Oof. You could smell it from here.
A test confirms their suspicions.
We suspect that this is opium. And as you can see, it's turning.
Opium is a smokable drug used to make heroin. And every laminating machine in the shipment contains more.
It's a significant seizure, about 6 kilograms.
It's the team's biggest opium seizure of the year. But the CBP's job is getting harder.
It's not easy to find something like this. They went to a lot of trouble. These are not amateurs who are doing this.
Meanwhile, in Jersey City, one small-time dealer hopes New Year's Eve will give him the chance to become a big-time player.
The primary concern always is death and police. So if everything works out New Year's Eve, I'll purchase a nice rifle for a couple $1,000s. There's a gun that I've been wanting to get, very low recoil, very accurate, a valid investment in this line of business.
Mickey began dealing in clubs 2 years ago.
I started this profession out of a necessity for more money. If you're making minimum wage, you're like less than $30K a year.
But his new business is even tougher.
People getting shot and robbed, and it gets a little stressful.
To buy a $2,000 rifle, Mickey will have to sell a lot of product.
This was opium from Southeast Asia. Very interesting substance.
But he's already broken rule number 1.
I ended up smoking it.
Don't get high on your own supply.
This was ketamine. Some of these drugs, like, I overindulged in. Now I need to focus.
And with 11 days to go to New Year's, he's completely out of his bestseller.
I usually have a stock of Molly, which is a huge business opportunity. On New Year's Eve, like that, it goes within seconds. Even if it's at midnight, people will still buy it.
He needs to resupply as soon as possible.
I'm trying to get in touch with a couple people to see if I can't make something happen tonight.
As dealers chase dreams of a New Year's windfall, others just hope they can survive it.
Christmas and New Year's, when it's like raining or snowing or really cold out, it's like, it's hard to be out here, you know. You get foot traffic on 23rd Street and 6th Avenue. Both directions. More people, more money.
Nick ran away from home in 2006 after his parents split up.
It's good when families are together, but a lot of times in the holidays, it's fake as hell. Have a good day, you guys.
He moved to New York City to become an artist. But depression pushed him over the edge.
I use drugs because they make me feel good. Not so depressed.
And heroin addictions can be expensive.
Oh, you gotta have money to be able to buy dope. None of that is free. But it's the holiday season, so people are more generous, you know? I'm gonna stay until I make at least 50 bucks, 60 bucks.
4 hours and 60 bucks later, Nick is in Brooklyn to score drugs, while his buddy Ed keeps a lookout.
Cops are always with you, but on New Year's, they don't around. We are going away from the cops. What's the name of these bags we're doing? Oh, bingo. The quality gets a little better. It's up Christmas, I want to sell more.
I'm gonna do 4 for right now.
I'm doing 5 bags.
The guys prepare a large dose to binge on the high-quality heroin.
Oh, God, and my wrist, too. Ow.
Hold on to my pocket. I'll take you to the moon with me.
And the plunger bottoms out.
Bingo.
You win.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
You know, New Year's, do the whole Times Square thing because I've never been there. And I'm just gonna get high. Everyone's gonna be drunk or high on something.
Back in Washington Heights, Bugout's gang waits for its resupply. 8 kilos of pure cocaine.
I got people's on the roof right now watching. I got people across the street watching. And we're watching too.
He's risking a 20-year prison sentence for his largest delivery of the year.
Let me break it down for you. We're talking about cocaine, pure cocaine. Santa Claus is coming to town. You know what I mean? In the city, a kilo of cocaine right now is going for 43,000. I'm getting as cheap as 27, 28.
Bugout buys his kilos wholesale.
My connect, Miami.
His gang has just driven them over 1,000 miles from Miami on I-95. Now they're only 10 minutes away.
You have to make sure that the undercover feds are not creeping on us. You understand what I'm saying? One slip-up mistake will you over.
Bugout has a special tactic to ensure the delivery is successful.
We got 3 separate cars. Guy that's in front of us, we got the cocaine in the middle, and then we got the car in the back.
A security convoy, ready to put lives on the line.
By any coincidence, the cops want to stop us, one of the cars will cause an accident. So cops will get about stopping the cocaine in the middle.
The courier reaches Washington Heights and takes the drugs into what looks like a regular apartment building.
This is what we call a stash house. This is a stash house. One of the big clients get up in here.
And Bugout's gang has a foolproof test to check the quality of the cocaine.
Look all of that, bro.
Their own in-house coke fiend.
It's pure as A1. Break it up, bro. I know about this stuff since I was 15. I don't gotta pay for nothing. It's some pure we got right now.
The product is good. Bugout and his gang are ready for business.
We'll take each kilo and we'll break it up. Then we put our stuff in it, about 100 to 200 grams. That's why we make so much money.
And as the clock runs down, the price on the street goes up.
Right now, the grams are $50. And they'll go up to 60, 70, even $100. Out of that kilo, we'll more than double our money.
But as profits rise, the operation becomes vulnerable.
You gotta watch out for the Stickup boys. They're out here very hard when the seasonal holidays come. I've seen it happen plenty of times. Most of them don't have a penny to rub together, so they come and try to get us. We're like the most easiest targets to make quick bucks because we would never report a thing to the police or say anything to nobody about it. I got shot 7 times for a lousy 2 kilos. There's a lot of stress that comes along with this. You don't know if you're ever gonna get killed the same day you're walking out your door. If it's gonna be your last day seeing your family. You don't know if you're gonna die.
New York City's Stickup boys are already on the prowl.
The faster you are, the more quiet you are, the scarier it is.
Diego's traveled to Manhattan to rehearse his drug dealer robbery on New Year's Eve.
New Year's is a very good time. Way more clientele just buying more. Drug dealers make 2,000 to 3,000 a day. You would be able to make 6,000. It's just more money on these people.
And on New Year's, there's less chance of getting caught.
There's not really that many police in the street. They're mostly out in Midtown, watching the ball drop and taking care of those crowds.
Diego can't attack a large gang head on. So he's got to pick the right kind of spot.
This is a very affluent area, the Upper East Side.
To catch the dealers off guard.
When you call drug dealers to deliver us to an area like this, they assume that they're coming to make some good money. So they come over here pretty fast. They're excited.
If Diego finds a suitable building, he could make a killing.
The most I ever got was about 8,000. See, look, this is a good one. A building like this is perfect.
Once he lures the delivery runner to a place like this, there's no escape.
When you see the runner walking up, looking for the building numbers, watch him go in the building. As soon as they open this door, I'm trying to push them in here. Get this door closed behind them, shake them down, go in their pockets, take the bag, take all their work, and get out of here as soon as possible and just leave him in the hallway right here. He's either gonna think that he's getting arrested or he's getting robbed. Either way, he's just gonna be shook up. If someone's just like pushing you into a wall and not saying anything, you're scared for your life.
Diego's trap is set. Now all he needs is an unsuspecting dealer.
If I could get more Molly at a reasonable price, I could make 10 G's in a night.
Ambitious dealer Mickey wants to sell enough Molly to buy a rifle.
The dose is 1/10 of a gram, and that's like a solid $20. In bulk, I'm paying $5 on the dose, so you're quadrupling your profit, if not more.
Mickey's running out of time to re-up. And to make matters worse, he's got the flu.
One of my associates was getting a fat bag of Molly shipped to him from out of the country. I told him what the deal was. I need by tomorrow. So the hunt is on.
Every 31 hours throughout December, another shipment of Molly arrives ready for New Year's. Transported on regular flights into JFK. And this morning, Mickey isn't the only one hunting for Molly.
We get 700,000 packages a day. It's a constant flow. The past week, we seized large amounts of controlled substances. We intercept as much as we can. This package originated from China and appears to be a large amount of watches.
During 2013, around $60 million worth of narcotics were found hidden in the mail, passing through JFK.
And there's another package from China. It's closed. I'm not going to open this package. This one going to Brooklyn, New York.
before spots something unusual.
Looks like it's some kind of a synthetic crystals.
He knows exactly what it is.
Yellow or light green, it will be Molly. And it immediately turns this color.
Now he needs to find out its value.
We're going inside the detention room where we will process the seizure. Slightly over 2 kilos.
That's over $400,000 worth of Molly. But it's just a drop in the ocean.
This type of seizure has been happening a lot, but lately they increased during the holiday season to 5-6 packages a week, packages that we were able to intercept.
Whoever is expecting this delivery is in for a surprise.
Agents, together with postal inspectors, will deliver this package to addressee. So once this individual signs for it, this individual will be arrested.
And that's bad news for Mickey.
Yeah, there's been like disruptions. My local guy, now he's facing some possible prison time, I believe, for putting through the post. So I'm running out of time. Somebody just texted me about some pharmaceuticals. Let's do it.
Mickey's trying to score from an unknown contact who will only communicate by text message.
People are weird. Sometimes they won't talk on the phone about you just have to go see them and do it that way. Exposing yourself to unknown risk is never a good thing, but I'm out of time.
This is Mickey's last chance to re-up before New Year's. And his flu is getting worse.
And I will just hop out real quick. Call that
But as the countdown approaches, it's not only the drug dealers who are gearing up.
New Year's Eve is a real big night. A lot of calls come over the radio, especially dealing with party use drugs or prescription overdose. You just gotta be prepared for anything.
It's the calm before the storm in Brooklyn at the Bed-Stuy ambulance service.
Drug calls can be very hard to deal with because a lot of times you get to a scene and everybody there is already intoxicated. Parties can get very violent. We're like the first guys in, and a lot of times it's life-threatening.
This is no ordinary ambulance service. It's one of the only ones in the nation that's minority-run. And they're all volunteers.
I don't get no money behind this. I do this from my heart. I don't have to be down here. I just hate to see people hurt.
Yo, son, you got shot.
Barron's already been working 3 days straight. And tonight is the big one.
You have people coming over from many different places out of the state, you know, to party here in New York City, you know, the Big Apple. It's definitely gonna be a lot going on tonight. It's a weight game, but we're ready.
As ambulance crews brace themselves for a long night ahead, partygoers begin flooding into the city.
People, this area is full. Oh, and I can't have you come this way. Right.
The area is closed.
Let's go this way. Hey, let's go this way.
Runaway heroin addicts Nick and Ed are in Manhattan, trying to reach Times Square. First, they need to score.
It's New Year's Eve. I want to get high, you know, I want to normalize something.
But the NYPD has shut down Midtown, and Nick is 5 blocks away from his local dealer.
Yeah, he's on 49th Street, but we have to go this way. God, it's just overwhelming. It's just so secure. It's like crazy. Police, barricades, you know. Like, look, they got the corrections bus just on standby. It's just a show of force, you know. Not only can we arrest your ass, but we got a bus to take you out of here. This is insanity.
Nick can't find his dealer. But in Washington Heights, Bug Out is opening shop.
This is one of our guys here. We have him on the beat, looking up and down. Make sure that everything is running smooth.
Bug Out sends his lookouts up to the roof to scope out the area.
Hey, from here, I could see everything. That's Broadway. I can see every car that passes through here.
Junebug's job is to protect Bug Out's organization from danger.
I go from roof to roof. If I don't get a good view of the cops, I gotta jump from this roof to over here.
It's the toughest job in the gang.
Being the lookout's a real responsibility. If I slack and somebody gets locked up, it's gonna be my fault because I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
If he slips up, it's bad news for everybody.
Police just happened to pass by. The area is too hot to work. Once I know everything, they're not around, and everybody's good to work.
Drug gang lookout Junebug has a special advantage, even over undercover cops. His boss Bug Out sends him to college, right next to the police precinct.
Once I come out of school, I take a run through the precinct. I take pictures of all the cars that I see. They use Impalas, Jeeps. I know every single one of them. The cars that are not there, I know they're around the neighborhood. Those are the cars that I'm looking out for, the ones not in the precinct.
And when he spots a cop car,
most of the time that's where they park at, looking up where the workers is at.
He doesn't hesitate.
Right away, I notify my partner, Red, and after that, he knows what he has to do. Close shop. Everybody leaves. It's always important to keep your eyes open at all times.
While Junebug keeps watch for the cops, across the city, New Year's Eve is already taking its toll.
We got dispatch as an unconscious. Could be an overdose or an intox patient.
The Bed-Stuy ambulance service responds to its first call of the night.
New Year's, you know, so everybody's out trying to have a good time.
A man has collapsed inside his apartment.
Smells like blood this way. What apartment? He's drunk? Yeah, he's been drinking? When you're drinking, most of the times there's some type of drugs, controlled substance behind it.
The second call is also a person on drugs.
Open the eyes. No, not your mouth. Your eyes. I need you to look at me.
This woman took prescription painkillers.
Not feeling any pain today, are you? FD and Y look like they're on the scene already.
Now, with 3 hours till midnight, the city's drug addicts are going all out.
With drug scenes, it's hard. Some people, they're hysterical, they're fighting back. It can be chaos.
The police search the man and take away his crack pipe.
I hate you.
The busiest part of New Year's is still to come. Back in Jersey, Mickey has a new plan.
That supplier, he didn't have any Molly. So I got a completely different kind of drug. These lovely forms of artwork are also known as LSD.
His new contact sold him some acid.
Each square is about 1/4 of an inch. That's the typical dose. Pricing is like $7 to 20. It depends what you're looking for.
If Mickey can find the right club, he could sell enough acid to buy his new gun.
This is a pile of money sitting right here. 900 pieces in this one. I want to make $10,000. It's possible. I've been actually getting multiple phone calls for it tonight.
Now he's got to get the drugs across Manhattan to his clubs.
Brooklyn's got the hipster rap and tons of subcultures. I know a party out there, I have clientele out there desperately looking for drugs. They have tons of money they want to spend on it.
But his flu is getting worse.
It was pretty damn bad, actually. I haven't been this sick in a very long time.
Meanwhile, on the Upper East Side.
Yeah, hello. I'm at East End Avenue.
Diego is springing his trap.
Did you come through?
His plan is to lure a drug dealer to an upscale address.
Okay, how long you think? All right, thanks. All right, see you then. Bye. Got him.
In Washington Heights, Lookout Junebug checks for nearby cops.
Everything's a go.
And 10 stories below, his partner Red gets the all clear.
I'll take care of the clientele that come. The hand-to-hand transaction. The dirty work. That's my job.
Red faces the most risk of jail time.
I gotta take care of somebody, bro. All right? I ain't got it on me right now. I'm not that stupid.
Red keeps the coke stashed out of sight, in case the police roll up. And the deal, when it happens, is over in seconds.
Careful. Don't get too high.
With everybody looking to party, sales are going through the roof.
Dudes come and cop large amount. You got people from out of state. You got people coming from New Jersey, Philadelphia, Atlantic City. You know, they like to place large orders. They're trying to catch the ball dropping. You know what I mean?
On the Upper East Side, Stickup Kid Diego's ready to strike.
You work in a team. If you have two people and you run down on one person, like they're just less likely to try to run away, you know?
And they know just how to spot a drug delivery runner.
What I always look for is like a really expensive bike. A fixed gear bike that's like $3,000. They'll have on tight jeans on those hard plastic waterproof bags. Those are definite runners, always. Let's just pull over, like, over here.
Diego watches and waits. But no one shows up.
It's just stressful waiting around for someone to come. It's New Year's Eve, like it's gonna be busy. So I might have called someone like a little too late and maybe they just ran out. They're just gonna go back home. It's a roll of the dice.
Then, half an hour later.
Definite runner right there. And you're like, all right, like this guy's here, get him, get out, go.
Meanwhile, at a Brooklyn club, demand for hallucinogens is soaring.
New Year's Eve is when everybody's ready to splurge.
But Mickey hasn't shown up yet, so other dealers are filling the gap.
My niche is selling mushrooms in pill form. There's a lot of people interested in psychedelics. The last party here, the guy was on 3 tabs of acid, dressed like a vampire and making out with 2 girls.
Don has a special trick to make sure his product has maximum effect.
I grind mushrooms, put them into vitamin pills and sell them for $25, 25 pills.
As midnight approaches, clubbers spend their cash fast.
This is happening. This is late. New Year's Eve, I know I can make some money. It's definitely a big night to sell psychedelics for sure.
And with no competition, Don is making money that should be Mickey's. On the Upper East Side, Diego has no sympathy for dealers who get jacked.
Nah, don't worry about them. We all out here working. Everybody's got a job to do. Their job is to not get caught by me. That's it.
And while Diego is unrepentant, in Midtown, Nick the heroin user can't reach his dealer.
They said that argue with me is not gonna help. Just no. Got it? I'm not going nowhere, man. I'm getting pissed off. I'm not doing barricades anymore.
The heavy NYPD presence boxes him into a corner. And as midnight approaches, Nick's out of time.
Yo, what the man? I'm pissed. I'm over it, bro.
In Times Square and across the city, the countdown to meltdown begins.
There at the end when the ticker tape fell, I kind of felt that mass hysteria. It was really cool to be sharing that same environment and feeling and like just kind of sense of awe with a million people.
The experience moves Nick to a New Year's resolution.
I'm not really gonna get high tonight off any kind of substance. I'm gonna call my mother. Hey Mom, what's up? Hey, I'm good, Happy New Year. Woo! But I love you. Just want to make sure you're all right. Happy New Year.
Nick starts the year with a big change. For the first time in 3 years, he's seen the new year clean. And he wants to stay that way. At the Brooklyn club, Don is making cash from clubbers determined to get high.
This last push was a success because I made $1,000. People are really letting loose. If I really push it, that would make a lot more.
Over in Bed-Stuy, the celebrations are cut short.
Number satisfied. Number satisfied.
The first shooting happens 5 minutes into the new year.
say where he shot? Yeah, my O2 is right there. It's ready.
The police scanner suggests drugs are involved.
Drug dealers come up to Brooklyn, and Brooklyn dealers are like, this is my block. And that's where people go around killing people. It's because of drugs.
Barron must prepare for the worst.
Just grabbing a neck collar and a headband for this patient. It's for C-spine precaution, depending on where he may have been shot at.
The ambulance arrives before NYPD secures the crime scene. The shooter could still be on the loose.
Once shots are fired, it becomes a chaos, panic.
Get back. Excuse us. It's right there. It's right there.
Everybody's running this way, that way. It makes our job that much harder.
Can we get light over here?
Big man. What's your name?
He's still breathing.
Let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
Barron helps stabilize the patient.
Y'all got a pulse and blood pressure on them? 90.
There was one out there.
90 pound 120.
They move him to the hospital,
He's still alive, he's breathing.
but it's too late. And the police report he is a known drug dealer.
Now it is 4:18 a.m. New Year only been here 4 hours. And already somebody's life is already taken over something probably senseless, drugs.
Mickey's New Year was a shutdown.
I got really sick, coughing, sore throat, sweating, tired, cold, hot, just everything.
His flu has forced him to head home, and he has sold nothing.
See New Year's Eve as a missed opportunity. No one likes to see their plans not come to fruition. But yeah, I'm alive. I still definitely want to get my rifle. I'll get it. I live to fight another day, at least.
But up in Washington Heights, Bug Out is celebrating.
We were surprised. We sold 16 kilos in 1 month. We had congressmen's lawyers to send their goons up here to buy whatever they need to take it back down. Everybody was happy. We even had the grandmothers coming out here so happy, giving us hugs and kisses. 16.